Let us reminisce about the time when nobody knew what to expect as The Voice debuted on NBC in 2011. But with Carson Daly as a presenter and a bunch of talented and highly charismatic coaches ready to unearth the next superstar, it quickly swept everybody off their feet. Over the years, though, many judges came and later left the show. So stay tuned as we unravel the reasons why they walked away. First off, Christina Aguilera didn't feel at home. The pop icon was one of the very first coaches on the show, and she continued to host it for 6 seasons before leaving it forever. We've seen how most of the other coaches never stated why they left, but the singer has been pretty open about her reasons on several occasions. In 2018, she told Billboard that she had no intentions to come back, primarily because it quickly evolved into something that she didn't think she had agreed to in the first season. She felt that the show had nothing to do with music because it eventually became all about creating nice TV moments and manipulating a tale that doesn't exist. She would have stayed had it fit her idea of how music should have been done and judged, but she left because she prioritized her values above whatever else the show is offering. Going deeper into her perspective, she remembered how she had time to contemplate while writing a new album, which helped her to understand her reasons behind leaving a lot better. The singer had accepted the seat as a judge right at the start because it allowed her to be more grounded for her children. But after some time had passed, the artist in her was desperate for her to evolve. Shortly after leaving the show, she released Liberation, after which she also released her Spanish album named Aguilera, which showed us that she started taking stuff pretty seriously afterward. Up next, Adam Levine wanted to focus on being a father. He, alongside Blake Shelton, was one of the OG coaches on the show who managed to last at least 16 seasons. The frontman for Maroon 5 was widely known for his complicated relationship with Shelton, but also for guiding finalists Colin Chin and Smith to victories in their seasons. He left the show before the 17th season, and at that time he didn't explain why. But years later, he was present on The Ellen Show when he talked about how he wished to focus his time on his family.
It was just such a different time in my life. I didn't have clean clothes. I was like...
The singer expressed gratitude for the opportunity to pretty much stop for a moment and dedicate himself to a new young family so that all of them could have a good time in each other's company. He joked about how he evolved into becoming a stay-at-home dad, where he simply rested and played around with his kids. But we all know how short-lived this break was, considering how he released Jordy shortly after he departed from the show. Still, his reasons make a lot of sense. At some point, everybody has to choose between things that matter to them, and the singer decided to choose his family at the time. It probably wasn't easy for him to leave after 16 whole seasons, but he's doing just fine now with the 2023 Las Vegas residency coming up for him alongside his band. Coming up, Kelly Clarkson desperately needed a break. This one is no newcomer to singing competitions, as her career literally started when she won the first season of American Idol. It all became well-rounded when she became part of The Voice as a judge to guide those aspiring to be like her.
Y'all, my key advisor is Mariah Carey.
And she was fairly successful at doing that, since during her time being part of the show, 4 different singers from her team won their seasons. She announced her resignation from her job at the end of season 21, and while speaking on Today, she explained her choice, saying that she wanted to take the summer off so that she could spend time with her kids, just like Levine did. She further discussed how she hadn't had a moment to herself in a very long while, and considering how she had been having a difficult couple number of years, it was essential for her to stop. If you're someone who misses the singer appearing on The Voice, don't be sad, because you can still watch her on TV. Nowadays, she is busy hosting the awesome Kelly Clarkson Show, which is a daytime chat show that has received excellent ratings and many Emmy nominations. On the other hand, if you're one of those people who simply just want to hear the singer sing, you'll enjoy it even more. One of the most popular sections on the show is Kellyoke, where she goes and covers hit songs exactly like she used to do on American Idol. Moving on, Usher had to film a movie. Sometimes coaches tend to swap seasons, or they only stay for a limited number of seasons. Usher's case was the same as that, because the R&B legend came for the 4th season, but left shortly before season 5. The reason behind the super short stay was the fact that he was doing a movie, and he couldn't stay for longer even if he wanted to. At the time, he had been filming Muppets Most Wanted, which aired just a year after this revelation, but it hasn't been proven that this was the actual film that he was working on at the time he left The Voice, and we feel that this will always remain a mystery. The producers, on the other hand, definitely wanted him back, considering how we saw him return to his chair for the 6th season. But this didn't last long either, because the singer stepped down as a full-time coach after that and only returned as an advisor in a few seasons here and there. It's not like he didn't enjoy his time coaching on the show, because he saw the value of what it can achieve for musicians. He remarked on how you're making an investment in these individuals with skill, after which something wonderful might have happened. Following up, Shakira wanted more family time. The Colombian singer has enjoyed a hugely successful career for decades now, and she wanted to try something new when she joined the cast as a coach for seasons 4 and 6. She didn't get invited back to season 5, yet she withdrew to take care of her child. Ultimately, she left the show for good after the 6th season and hasn't come back at all ever since, which makes her term as a coach the shortest one in the history of the show. Shakira flatly stated that she's never going to be returning, and she finally opened up about it with more detail a few years later. She expressed how difficult it is to be apart from her family, and that was the primary reason for her not wanting to return. Apart from that, she was getting back into composing her music, after which she was going on her tour. Her lifestyle and priorities just didn't leave any room for The Voice, and we can all see why she decided to leave for good. The star is already so successful, and she didn't need to have a coaching title on her resume, which made her feel free to decide what's best for her. Still, she clarified that she had a good time explaining how it was a terrific experience on the show, and of course she missed the other coaches with whom she had tons of fun. But none of that was enough to bring her back. Finally, Pharrell Williams was just too busy. The man had spent his entire career as one of the industry's most hard-working musicians. Although he became popular as a vocalist, he's now one of the most creative producers alive, having collaborated on music with several of the most talented singers in the last 40 years, including Ed Sheeran, Madonna, Mary J, The Weeknd, Yee, and many others. He served as a coach on the show from season 7 up till season 10, but since we've already seen how busy he is, he stated that he didn't have time to work with the show anymore after season 10, mostly because of his other obligations. He elaborated that if he was being honest, he simply had to work because he had too much of it to do. He found it very joyful when he was part of the show, and helping others was like a drug to him while he was being absorbed in it. He simply couldn't stop assisting them. But in the end, he had to prioritize his independent projects, including the songs he had to make and the numerous CDs he had to sell. He was asked if he'd like to return to the show at some point, to which he replied with a no. Honestly, we can't say that the singer didn't deliver on his promise, because he has been working ever since. Beyonce and Jay, Everything Z is Love, and Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and The Big Steppers are among the many albums that Pharrell has worked on, and all of them are total hits. That is a wrap, folks. Which one of these judges from The Voice do you miss the most? Tell us in the comments below. And as always, make sure to click that like button and subscribe to our channel so you'll never miss out on our updates about your favorite stars. We'll see you in the next one.